Hello, this is Sam, and in this beautiful morning, it's time to say goodbye to my LC500. So it's been 2 lovely years, and yeah, here is the final update with maintenance costs, what I've liked, didn't like about this car, what was it like to live with it, and why I'm selling it. So without further ado, let's go. So let's drive a LC and let's talk about it. Uh, so the first thing that I wanted to get out of the way is the thought of me buying this car and thinking that I will just drive it everywhere. And I always do road trips like thousands of kilometers every year, like 5,000, 10,000. And since it's a green tourer, I thought I'll do the same and way more comfortable with the LC. And the reality is that that was not the case, and just me thinking about all the possible issues, especially with the insurance and everything, of me just leaving the car out in the wild and having it scratched, dented, or all that just eliminated a little bit of joy of the idea of long road trips with LC. And of course I still did like 500, 800 kilometer road trips a few times per year, but yeah, I just didn't feel as comfortable taking this car for long drives when I did with my previous car. Maybe it probably is my thing, but you just end up thinking about all the wrongs that could happen. And the fuel consumption isn't really that concerning to me. It just, that's how it is, so it's not more about that, it's about even having the car, with which many enthusiasts will say it's a good thing, with rear-wheel drive. I have left LC at least a few times and took another car, another Lexus, because I just thought that I wouldn't be able to make it, be it like a winters or something, and I was stuck once. I wasn't able to move uphill with the LC despite buying new tires, and yes, it was just a fresh set instead like a week ago, and yeah, I wasn't able to climb the uphill. And that's just the reality with rear-wheel drive cars. Not all of them probably, but this at least. So yeah, the joys of road trip just weren't there. Yeah, the driving, the comfort, all that is present, and I really appreciate it. And the idea is awesome. You just sit back, relax, you get the sound, you get the comfort, the interior, and yeah, but reality was different. And the other thing, and it's not that the LC is sitting really low, but a few other times where I skipped on LC was, I have this beautiful vista where I visited every winter, and it's not exactly a paved beautiful road, it's more of like a roadside road, and I just didn't take the LC because the idea of having or driving an SUV was way more appealing at that time. And yeah, everyone hates SUVs, and I get it, but that's just the reality of me living with LC, where I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do, some of it because of the LC's capabilities, some of it because of my own issues, or just thinking about, oh, I will drive it like 5,000 kilometers, like how much depreciation will that be, like is it like 4,000 euros? Yeah, I guess emotionally I was not there, and since the car is still depreciating, not necessarily crazy, but yeah, I understand why people have these a bit more expensive cars and just don't drive them as much. And yeah, the thing that always annoys me, and the excuse that many car journalists give, is how, oh, it doesn't matter if it has like this con, or if car is awful at this, if you're buying this car, it's like your sixth car, and that's just not the case. Some people just have one car, and if you can afford one car, you just drive it, you know. So yeah, all these things that the journalists just, I don't know, glaze on and ignore drives me a little bit insane. So yeah, that's just the reality. This car is depreciating a bit too much for my liking for the long drives, and of course I daily drive it. I always daily drive it. I never took it I never took any other car for my daily commutes, but just not 10, I didn't put it like tens and tens of thousands of kilometers every year on it, because don't worry, we didn't drive through the birdie. Yeah, living with LC is actually, it's been really great. After all these years, I still get excited about starting the car, driving, downshifting. Man, it you never get tired of it, and never. And yes, the jerky gearbox, that's the thing with at least early generations of LC. But yeah, whatever. I really enjoyed living with LC. Like, of course, it has no practicality or anything, but overall, the comfort for the daily driving is good. The quietness is good. I like it how you can take it for a little bit, or drive it a little bit faster, you know, because the noise isolation is a little bit better, minus these annoying rubber seals that I have talked about in my review. But overall, I have enjoyed my time with LC, and daily driving it also brought you a lot of attention, mostly good, mostly just people praising the car, but some people just say, oh, you're rich, and even people that aren't exactly in my circle but just around it, like, started commenting how I'm rich, and okay, I am not extra poor. I mean, okay, I can lease the LC, but I just really didn't like this thing, and yeah, and it's probably just me, but sometimes I just wanted to disappear, I guess, and just drive like a beat up Toyota or old Volkswagen or something, and just don't get any attention, just drive like a normal person. And yeah, that's the thing with LC. No, positive attention is good, but sometimes you just get tired of it, and I can't even imagine what it's like to have a supercar, because of course I still want a supercar, but I want a supercar without the people, you know. And some say, like, why did you buy a bright red LC if you didn't want attention? Like, it's for me, you know. I like this color, I like this car, I like this interior. I didn't buy it for someone else, and of course it attracts attention because it got my attention to buy the car, but that's just how it was, or how it is with LC. While daily driving, the other thing that you will do, or at least I've started doing, is just driving like an idiot, but not because I am, because of course I am, but because the other shift doesn't happen until around 100 kilometers an hour, and you always want to hear it, so you naturally you just end up going from 0 to, I don't know, 100 kilometers an hour, where of course it's allowed, and you'll just try to high revving it all the time, or at least most of the time, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but with hybrids, for example, or EVs, you just end up chill driving, you know, because that's what you do. It has this like stigma or this calming effect. With LC, it's different. You always want to hear that extra prop, extra crackle, that extra, and you just end up doing all that. I don't know if that will be annoying to your neighbors. Hopefully you are not doing that in your driveway. But that's how I would drive LC, and mostly because of the third gear where it was placed. Like if the third gear was placed around 60 kilometers, I wouldn't do that. So you always end up pushing and pushing and pushing the car and driving faster and faster and faster. And it's neither bad nor good thing, but just the reality. And the other reality of owning LC is, of course, the cost. And yeah, I'll need to stop for that. Just to I have some things written down on, you know, like insurance, tires, and all that. But before that, why I bought this car? I bought this car because of many YouTube videos praising it, and at first I didn't like it, then I liked it, then I didn't like it, then I loved it, and then I bought it. And I don't know, LC I thought just was released, like people didn't care. Then all the cars like started downsizing their engines, and then the LC gained like this legendary status, and that's just how it was. And yeah, I have just started falling in love with this car. And the design, I never really liked it, but in real life it has way more presence. It, like all these curves, it's way wider than all the videos show. So, and yeah, people did comment me like, oh, what supercar is this? Like, not a lot, but you get these comments from time to time, and that's something about the LC's design, especially the rear. I bought it because I wanted to experience the joy. I never had a rear wheel drive natural aspirated car with V8, and now I did, and it was awesome. It was great. I'm very appreciative of the fact that I was able to do that. And yeah, why would I sell this? First, it has 130,000 kilometers on the clock already with 3 years warranty left. I just don't want to sell it when it has like 1 year warranty left, because that's like selling a car without a warranty, you know. I don't know how much depreciation or how much extra depreciation would that bring, selling the car without the warranty, but selling it at this time, I think it's great. Of course, I wish it had far fewer miles, but that's just reality. And yeah, it's 3 years left of warranty, high mileage, the fact that it's early LC, which means a few issues that I've dealt with, and yeah, continuing to dealing with. And yeah, the biggest thing, of course, is depreciation, and not really depreciation, but me wanting to cash out and spend things or spend money on other things. And I have a few project planned, and I need like it's around like €500,000, you know. So it's just a small bucket in the sea, a small drop, or whatever the saying is, a small drop in the sea. But yeah, I just need the money. I want to extract all I can from the depreciation assets, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to come back to it a few years later. And if you are thinking of buying LC because it's now time, it's not it's not the right time. It will still depreciate and depreciate and depreciate. So drive something else, have fun with it. You know, wait for LC to drop. I don't know, some more, and then buy it. You know, why buy now when you can buy it later and still get the same thing and at a cheaper, you know? So that's my thinking. And yeah, let's stop and talk about the final thing, which is the cost of ownership. Finally, let's talk the cost and the depreciation and everything. So how much did it cost me to own LC for 2 whole years? And let's start with the insurance. So the insurance, I have it written right there. It's 2,800 and 190 euros for the second year, and for the first year it was 3,200 euros and 140 euros extra. So it's like 2 separate insurances. So yeah, in total around 6,000 euros for 2 years of lost money to have the LC in my garage. That's actually because of the repairs, and here is an example of the recent repair where it was not my fault. The other car has scratched my LC's front, and it has cost me, or my insurance has cost me, with a 15% discount, 8,500 euros to repair this car. So this is how you get all these crazy insurance rates. And again, you'd think that, oh, it's just a Lexus, oh, it's a Toyota. No, a different ball game. And yeah, that's crazy. So of course I didn't, or I won't include this to my ownership costs. But the other thing is the maintenance. I did maintenance 2 times, 700 euros for the bigger one, and the smaller one was just 475 euros for all change, all filters, and just a carry-out services at 135,000 kilometers, and this one has 131, so I'm ahead of it. But yeah, not that expensive. The most expensive repairs is, or the most expensive maintenance is, I believe, 1,500 or something like that, for like at 180,000 kilometers. And the biggest thing that will eat you alive is actually because of the Lexus rear-wheel drive, and it's the tires. Oh man, these are just crazy. So it was, of course, you would buy a premium 21-inch tires, and in my or Goodyears. So for the tires for summer, it's 1,580 euros, and you actually end up replacing rear tires every season, because unless you drive like a granny, and it's not like I'm always pushing the car hard. It's just the most basic things, you push it a little bit and it will always end up spinning wheels a little bit, and that of course eats your tires. So 1,580 for the summer and 2,200 for the winter tires. And yeah, since you are changing tires every year, so that's rear tires every year and front tires and rear tires every 2 years. So 1,100 for the winter tires the next year, and 800, almost 800 euros for the summer tires every year. And yeah, that's a lot of cost. And maybe if it was, or if it weren't for the Lexus warranty, it would be way more money. But again, the insurance and the tires are your biggest enemies. And of course, if you are changing or if you're doing a maintenance and you will have to change your rotors, that will be with the brake pads, around 2,000 euros, which is another expense. So if you're buying LC, I would probably just look for something that has had its rotors and brake pads replaced, just so you can save around 2,000 euros, or maybe even more in your country. The final cost is, of course, the depreciation, and I have driven my car 20,000 kilometers in 2 years, so not a lot, but I didn't leave it standing in the garage. So I haven't sold the car yet, but I think it's around 15% loss, or around maybe a little bit more, like 15 to 20%. So around 10,000 euros lost in that time frame in 2 years. And yeah, that brings me to the total cost of owning LC, to the cost per kilometer or per mile. I'll calculate that and put it on the screen. And yeah, it's probably not a small amount. So that's the cost of owning LC, and I didn't include the gas prices because that just, for me, it's irrelevant, but yeah, you see the fuel consumption, the fuel consumption, and you can do the math, but it's not fair to add all that to LC, I think, at least as maintenance cost. But maybe I'll do some calculation and put it on the screen so you can relax. And yeah, that's the ownership of LC. And yeah, driving it for the, I don't know, in its final days, it feels different. You are much more appreciative of the car, and yeah, I'll really miss it. Hopefully things get better and I'll be able to buy 2 LCs in the near future, one for daily drive, one for just no to preservation. But yeah, I love it and I hate it, and I would drive it again, I would sell again. So that's my relationship with the LC, and thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.